Right, yeah. So it's super catchy. The hooks are just ooh, money, give me money. The freaking layup hook is exactly what I think of the
Yes, give me cheddar cheese, brother.
Yes, sir.
I laughed to myself there for a second because you were like, they have a screamer. His name is John, which is like the most vanilla name ever, and I expect it to be something like more intense. The way you listed that off, it reminded me of those like small town strip malls that are like alcohol, guns and ammos, divorce, like Chuck E. Cheese. It's like
everything you could ever need.
Everything you could ever need.
Yeah.
I just want someone to love me like Trevor loves music.
There you go.
I just want someone to look at me.
I love you like I love music.
No, that's true.
I was about to say, yeah. That.
Hey, beautiful people! Boom, boom, boom! that might be the most appropriate of the episodes that I've done so far.
Right.
Welcome to episode 25, 26, 25.
26.
Anime was 25.
26. Yeah. To the Unboxing Light podcast, we are going to tackle our favorite top 10 albums of 2020, as well as we're going to rank the albums that we listen to as a squad for the podcast. And I also have a separate list for my rap albums of the year because I'm white. So it's obligatory.
Yeah.
So without further ado, I want to quote
It's not the same thing.
I want to quote from my favorite song of the year. It's called "Levitating" by Dua Lipa, and this is probably going to be cringe, but
I mean, what I did was just cringe, but anyway.
What this?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Cringe is frick, but it was supposed to be, but I'm white, so it might not come across as supposed to be cringe, as opposed to me just being cringe in general, but anyway.
That's true.
There's layers to this cringe.
All right. With that out of the way, I'd like to...
Got his ass.
I was gonna do the verse, but it's a little long, so I'm gonna do the pre-chorus that leads into the hook, and it goes, "You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way. We're renegading, yeah. I got you." And then it just goes into a beautiful fucking hook that is guaranteed to put you in a great fucking mood.
Oh, absolutely,
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's hype.
First time I heard this track, I legit started like skipping. Like I was like, dude, this shit is such a bop. Like,
oh my goodness, this is a bop.
it is my unofficial official Friday song whenever I need to be in a good mood.
Nice.
So.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
All right. So do you want to, Cameron?
Who's going next?
You want to give us a fun fact?
Fun fact.
Have you guys heard of Run the Jewels?
I want to show my. Oh, I did. I want to show off my shirt though. Look.
Oh, we got
it's little Ari. Yeah.
Nice. We got some music shirts for this
one. Got some music shirts. He's repping New York.
I have a bear enjoying a brew.
Okay, that's related.
Have a cold one.
Have a cold one with the boys.
With the boys.
Yes, yeah. All right.
So, whose jersey is it? Whose jersey?
Hey,
Rodriguez.
Giving him that rod, no pause.
Number 13.
All right, so we have heard of Run the Jewels.
Yes, sir.
What do you have in store for us?
In 2015, American hip hop duo Run the Jewels released
American hip hop.
It's off of Wikipedia, so it's written like that. Yeah.
Yankee and they brave rappers.
You guys are talking about how you absolutely love when people do that, right?
Yeah.
American hip-hop duo Run the Jewels released Meow the Jewels, a crowd-funded version of their 2014 album where they replaced all the instrumentals with samples of meowing cats and donated the 60K that they made from it to charity.
That's fucking dope as hell.
That was dope. I was around when that came out. I was around.
I was around. We were all around.
Yeah, it's It's a remix
He
of Run the
wasn't
Jewels
outside.
2, and it's the same cover, but there's like cat paws, and they're holding a gold collar. It's super dope. And
That's sick.
I think they got like different producers. Like I think Just Blaze made one of the tracks on there with
Ooh.
all cat sounds. It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
Fucking certified
so
hook
dope.
classic.
yeah,
Funny.
that's dope to bring up. That's a good one.
Yeah, I just came
Sweet.
across that. I had no idea. I'm gonna have to go listen to it.
That's a fun time. Yeah,
God.
I'll Run the Jewels 2 tracks. Yeah,
All right,
there
Alex.
you go. Dope.
Give us your
Alright,
daddy
so
joke of the
this
week.
joke comes from another top dad jokes of 2020. So
Nice.
you know it's gonna be trash.
There we go.
Uh,
Buckle your seatbelt.
what happens? What happens when a frog's car breaks down?
It goes ribbit.
Wait, I know it.
He needs to jump, and if that doesn't work, he needs to get towed.
Yeah,
Oh, dang.
Wow, that was painful.
I didn't.
man.
I
the
didn't know.
double,
I didn't know the first part, but yeah.
The double whammy.
double whammy. Jump and get to it. I like.
Jump towed.
That's good.
Goodness.
That's wholesome. That's good.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Very punny.
I like it. Our last one of 2020. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy time.
Hopefully this will be coming out this coming Friday.
Mm-hmm.
January 1st, 2021, our first podcast of the year.
Nuts, bro.
Happy New Year.
Dang.
Happy New Year. We are recording
Happy
in
New
the
Year.
past.
We are recording
Yeah.
on December 27th.
Yeah.
So,
Nuts, man.
All right.
Well,
all right.
all right.
Give us your Nuts Man track of the week.
Track of the week, my track of the episode, also my track of the year. Figured I'd go with this route with it. And there are many amazing songs that have come out this year that are
For sure.
musically immaculate and great lyricism is on display. This is not to undercut any of those. My track of the year is Walking in the Snow by
Wow.
because not only do I love it personally, but I think it has two masterpiece verses that are like, you know, describe the times of this year so that it makes sense as track of the year for me. I think it's the most important song that I've heard that's come out this year in terms of, relevance and issues and talking about real life stuff.
Yeah, ho.
Yes.
I keep saying to you, like every time we talk about this album, that Killer Mike verse is stupid.
Killer Mike verse is probably one of my favorite verses in
And-
rap.
And it's
Yeah.
not like it's not like it's mind blowing lyricism. He's literally just like walking you through
Right.
a normal day in his shoes, and like, oh my
It's
god,
like well written, and it takes you from childhood. Like he starts at
Yeah.
ages 1 to 4, and then
Cradle to
goes
grave.
to and it's just
What's the track called again?
Walking in the Snow by Run the Jewels, which some people are doing right now. They're walking in the snow. It's their time. So, there you go. Is that for you?
Hard agree on all factors. I also believe that Walking in the Snow is the track of 2020.
Thank you. We got the cosign. We are lit.
I respectfully disagree, but I do adore that track.
Yes, I'm sure there's personal ones you can put up there too. So, yeah.
All right,
That's what's
cool.
up.
Let's fucking
Yeah.
get into it. All right.
All right.
So we'll
Our
just go
list
in the
guy.
order of transitions or transitions.
Tradition.
Tradition.
Okay. So, yeah.
Um,
I guess I'll go first.
Disclaimer being that as a below average music listener, as Trevor likes to refer to me as, I only have a top 6. I only have 6 albums that that came out this year that I've listened to. That being said, I also listen to a lot of the albums because of the podcast. So we do have a full top 10 there. So that's yeah. So I will come
So we're
in.
gonna have to skip him for
For the first four.
Okay.
So I'll be coming in
Yeah,
at
yeah.
number 6.
Yeah.
So let's do our
Alright.
honorable mentions first, I guess.
Oh yeah.
One of them would be Post-Human Survival Horror by Bring Me the Horizon. It's like very, it's a continuation of their sound from their 2019 release, and like they always do, they always reinvent themselves every fucking album, and this is no exception. It's like 9 tracks, it's like 31 minutes, mixes a lot of new metal, electronica, metal, even brings back their old metalcore style, so it's a good run.
Been hearing a lot
another-
about it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, listen.
Fantastic.
Mm.
Another one would be Manic by Halsey. One of my favorite tracks on there was Parasite Eve, and it's about the pandemic. Manic by Halsey is great. I wish I spent more time with it. It's a great pop album. Has a lot to do with her breakup with figure G-Eazy. So my favorite track on there is Graveyard. And the last honorable mention I have is Chasing the Golden Hour Part 3 by Grizz. It's he's an electronic, I wouldn't even call him a DJ, but he's like a producer. And very chill wave, super groovy, funky vibes. It's like it's more of a mixtape than an album, but fun listen.
Nice. Those are cool. Dang.
Do you guys want to do your honorable mentions or?
Yeah, was Alex next or?
I guess
Yeah.
I guess the only honorable mention for me is I mean it's on the podcast list and I wanted to fit it on here but I didn't. And it's Streams of Thought.
Ooh,
Nice.
Volume 3.
Well, 2020. So Volume 3.
Cool.
By who?
I wanted to put it on this list, but something had to give, and I couldn't fit it. So
Cool.
honorable mention. It goes.
I appreciate that, Mr.
Who's
Black
it by?
Thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted him to
Just
say
by
it.
Black Thought.
Okay, there you go. I
Cool.
guess. Nice. I
All right,
had
David.
3. Trevor might hate one of these. Actually, 2 of these. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
They're just honorable mentions. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
My first one is Folklore by Taylor Swift.
Wow.
I haven't listened to Evermore, but this was get the frick out of here. It was a very different listen for me from what everything else I listened to. My top 10 is all hip hop albums, by the way.
Jesus
So
fucking Christ.
I had to throw this in there. It had some really beautiful songs. It was kind of like a little boring in the middle to me.
Very
which
boring.
but I revisit the really great songs off of it, and I appreciate the direction she went in with the singer-songwriter folk stuff. She released another one that people say is good too, if you're a fan of that kind of thing. So that was my first Taylor Swift album too, and it was nice. A Written Testimony, Jay Electronica and Jay-Z. Definitely a mixed bag of an album, like
Very.
Controversial in terms of your opinion on it for a lot of reasons. Jay-Z sort of took the album, but with that in mind, and not expecting Jay Electronica, like not anticipating it that much, it was like great Jay-Z like verses and stuff. So, Jay-Z was just amazing on it, and Jay Electronica was too, and some really interesting production. And one of my favorite tracks of the year, which was ADITPA. Wait,
All praise is due to
APIDPA.
Allah.
Yeah, All Praise is Due, yeah, which I mentioned on this podcast. Oh, my
Is that your
favorite.
track of the week?
Yeah, my favorite on Folklore is probably Epiphany. But so there's that, and then Detroit 2 by Mr. Scene,
Yeah.
Big
Mr.
Boy
Scene gear.
Sean. Yeah, really solid.
Oh my God.
I've only listened to I Decided and Detroit 2 at this point, so yeah.
Oh, you haven't heard Dark Side of Paradise? That's right. Yeah.
No, which I should check out because I've
That's
enjoyed.
a full recommendation from me.
Dope. I've enjoyed both of his albums. This one was super great. I liked how he brought Detroit to the forefront and the centerpiece of this album with the stories about it and like the Nipsey Hussle deep reverence. That's either
There's
my
a lot of
favorite.
great moments on there.
Yeah, it's
Lucky
either
Me.
that or Lucky Me is one of my favorites.
Dawn Life. Dawn Life's another highlight.
Dawn Life.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Super
Dawn
good
Life.
album.
super like accessible and like mainstream, of course, but like great rapping all the way through and different stuff. So yeah, that was my honor.
And one of my favorite M verses of the past like few years
Yeah.
at least on Friday Night Cypher.
Yeah,
Fucking killed that shit.
yeah, for sure.
Straight up killed that shit. So
That was
yeah,
good.
good album. All right.
All right. Without
With
further
that-
ado,
We're gonna jump into it.
Into it.
So, number 10 for me would be After Hours by Abel, otherwise
Wow.
known as The Weeknd. This
The
is
snub of the year.
yeah, snub of the year for sure. Fuck the Grammys. Yeah, this is great. It's very samey throughout. So if you like what the singles were, it's basically a continuation of that sound, but just various angles. There's a few great standout tracks to me. One is Snow Child. That's my favorite. But overall, great vibes. I was very much looking forward to this album, and I heard it 6 times when it first came out when I was at work.
Nice.
And I begged Rocio to listen to it, and she did. And this is her favorite album of the year. So
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
we were supposed to go see him in July, and the concert got rescheduled because of the pandemic. So hopefully I get to see this fucking living legend soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hear nothing but good things.
Dope fucking album, man.
Big year for your boy.
Yeah, this was the biggest year of his career by far.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
Dope.
Alex, you want to give us your number 10?
So my number 10 is called Cumbiana. It is by Carlos Vives.
Okay.
He's a
What's the genre?
Colombian. It's all right. So he's weird because like he's like starting to make reggaeton music, but he always makes like this Colombian style like traditional music. Is called like vallenato and that type of stuff. So like it's like a mix. It's kind of like a mix of like of different genres. But with this album, he like kind of did like a bunch of different styles, and there's some tracks that are really like deeply rooted in like Colombian style instruments, like accordions are very big, and like
Dang.
pan flutes. One track, the last track is called like Zigonesi, and I don't know what it means. I don't even think it means anything, but it's like super. There's no like vocals on it at all on this track. It's just
I can
like
dig
a
a good
flute.
instrumental.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a flute, and it's such a dope flute, and then there's drums, and it's just crazy.
Dope.
Nice.
But
I like pan flute.
Number
That
10,
sounds
I like it a lot. My man.
Before we go on, my favorite song of yours from this year is FIFA. I like
Oh,
FIFA.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
That's
Go
right.
go
My
check
honorable
out.
mention was I forgot one. Nature. It was Nature by Dave Vision. That's my honorable mention.
Hey.
And mine is Paraíso by freaking Amo. That's so right. And La Calle, I'll give my favorite track on there probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go give him some.
You know, Waterfall is my favorite track on.
Yeah, shout out. But maybe
Eagerly
we won't even
awaiting
talk about
David's next
that.
release.
Yeah,
Oh, he
hopefully
might have
that that might be my my better one. We'll see.
Coming out soon.
Yeah.
My
To a
mouth is
listener space
watering
near
for
you.
it, David.
Okay. Okay.
Dope.
Dang.
All right, David, give us your 10.
Oh yeah,
Lucky number
we are
10.
here. My number 10 is a really cool, Unlocked by Denzel Curry.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a 17-minute album. It's super short. It might technically be an EP. I don't know, but
Is it really that short?
yeah, it's super short, and it
Yeah.
almost didn't make my list because I was like, this doesn't really have enough time to make an impact on me. And he's sort of just like rapping and having fun the whole time, but
Freestyles the whole album.
yeah, right. But then you just keep listening to it, and it's so cohesive, and like Denzel, he just doesn't miss a beat with the rapping, and he's always so expressive and aggressive, and his delivery is like some of the best in the game. And Kenny Beats has great production. Like,
Yeah, speaking of not missing a beat, like
there you
he
go.
has
Kenny
some great instrumentals picked out for him.
Yeah, and he'll he'll do this thing where he'll chop out part of Denzel's verse and put it on another song and like remix it and do this stuff with it, so it all flows together and
Pitch it up or down.
right, yeah. So it's super catchy. The hooks are just money, give me money. The freaking layup hook is exactly what I think a hip-hop hook should be.
Brother.
Oh my god, it's always in my head nowadays. And I think my favorite. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Take It Back it was the one I picked for my favorite. The first one is super great. He just starts it off crazy.
Diet is also another.
It's
highlight on there.
fantastic.
Hang
Yeah.
out.
I really like it's. I'm just judging it based off the music for this, but the visual stuff they did with like the boomerang cartoons and the anime like music video, it was super like a cool kind of future thinking thing of like an interesting way to put out an album. It really was a great experience to listen to and watch as well. So
Incredibly fun listen.
a
Very
lot of
quick.
fun. Just really fun album. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Cool. All right.
All right. My number 9 is Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. Give me cheddar cheese, brother.
Yes. Sir.
Yeah, this shit is grimy hip hop at its fucking finest. Freddie is very quickly shooting up my tier list of rappers of all time.
Same.
By far, his last 4 or 5 albums have just been total fucking banger, man. Like he has Bandana, he has Alfredo, he's got Freddie, and I'm forgetting one. Pinata. Yeah. Dude, like you really can't go wrong. He has 2 albums with Madlib, and they just go stupid.
Yeah.
And this one is no exception at all. It's super quick, like 10 tracks. It's got Tyler the Creator, Conway, Benny, Rick Ross, your usual suspects. Very lo-fi hip hop. Babies and Fools is my favorite track on there.
Interesting.
Very. It's a standout on there just because it's completely different from what the rest of the album is doing.
Yeah.
And I like how they talk with the sample. They let it lead in with their
Mhm.
different endings to their verses and bars and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah.
produced by Alchemist. Did we say that? Yeah.
Yeah, I said
Ama-
Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist.
Oh, right. Yeah. Amazing production. Yeah. Babes and Fools. Yeah. They get into some really, you almost don't
And
expect.
it's funny as hell because this album is nominated for Best Rap Album of the Year by the Grammys. And on this album, he has a lyric that says, my name Cocaine, they ain't gonna put me in the nominees.
Yeah.
Like,
He's that type of rapper who's so amazing, but you would never expect to be nominated for a Grammy. And it's like,
for sure.
can't believe he was, but
I still think he's underground. I don't think he's mainstream at all.
in a way, yeah, he's very popular underground, like internet stuff. But
My first experience with him was on GTA, and I hated that song. I thought it was
Yeah.
trash.
yeah, I thought he was
So-
sort of like a mainstream imitator guy, but he's
Yeah.
he's one of my favorites. Not like for
Oh my
sure.
god.
He's amazing. He doesn't miss a beat.
I can't sing his praises enough.
His flow, yeah,
If you like real hip hop, just like I hate saying that, but fucking Freddie Gibbs is your man, dude.
yeah, gangster rap. There you go.
Cool. Gangsta Gibbs.
All right.
Yeah, Alex.
My number 9 is going to be King's Disease by Nas.
Nice, very
A
nice.
smooth album we got from Nas this year.
Totally agree.
I think my standout track is I like the Definition a lot.
Mm. Cool.
I mean, there's a lot of
27
smooth,
Summers is good too.
yeah. There's a lot of just like super smooth like beats on here.
Yeah,
Whereas-
Hit Boy.
You want to talk
Yeah.
about super smooth? Like Car 85 is super smooth too.
True, Charlie
Mm.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the Gap Band.
A lot of
Yeah,
good production.
He's-
Yeah, I'm glad that we got a great Nas project that we actually deserve because I think his last great effort was Life is Good, and that was 8 years ago.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
Yeah,
glad that we got that. This is all produced by Hit Boy, I believe, right?
yeah. Hit Boy.
Hit Boy's
Great
on a
production.
fucking streak,
crazy year. Yeah.
complete streak. So
The Alchemist. Yeah. The more I thought about this album, the more I liked it too, because I just kept picking up stuff Nas was saying, and it's also my number
Right.
9. So
oh sweet,
Oh.
fuck yeah!
yeah.
There you
That's
go.
dope.
I liked it at first, but I was like, it's kind of too much relationship stuff. But then I was like, okay, there's that stuff, there's other stuff, and Nas has that kind of style where he's not like gonna like lead up to this punch and then yell it out like Eminem or something. But he's like the stuff he says
Not
really
brain.
smooth. Yeah, it's always like he'll drop some gems. Like every track has some gems on it, and yeah, my favorite is probably Blue Benz. That beat is insane. He just like comes in like so bossed up, my friend.
I think another one of my favorites is the one with Don Toliver and Big Sean. I think it's called "Replace Me." What's it called?
Oh yeah, that's a great hook, man.
Dude, that Don fucking kills that shit.
Yeah,
that
dude.
fantastic track. Great album. Great
Super
fucking album.
solid. Yeah.
Peace King.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Come on.
Moving on to number 8.
Yeah,
It is Afterburner by Dance Gavin Dance. This is probably my favorite album by them. I've been listening to them since I started working at Hot Topic when they released their album called Instant Gratification. That was 2015. And we played it in the store all the time. Like it was drilled into my head. And I have a lot of great memories associated with that. And then it seems like they release the same album every single time, but it's like a formula that you just don't fuck with. Like it's very chaotic post-hardcore with soaring melodies for hooks. They have 2 vocalists. One is a screamer. His name's John, and then the other is Tillian, who does the singing. And he sort of has like a poppy voice, and it completely contrasts from the absolute chaos that is the guitars and the drumming. It's a fun fucking listen front to back. It's my favorite album by them. Very consistent from their standards. And yeah, 1 in a Million is my favorite. That hook will get stuck in my head all day if I let it. So yeah.
Nice. Cool one.
Dance Gavin Dance is awesome.
I laughed to myself there for a second because you were like, they have a screamer. His name is John, which is like the most vanilla name ever, and I expect it to be
Yeah.
something like more intense or whatever.
Dang.
I don't know. That's funny though.
There you go. Alex.
All right. So My number 8 is "Burden of Proof" by Benny the Butcher.
Oh,
I put it on there,
Hey,
man.
let's fucking go, man.
I had to.
yeah.
It's a
I'm
dope.
glad you like it.
It's a dope album. I think when I first listened to it, the one that stuck out to me is the self-titled track, the first.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nuts.
A beautiful way to intro the album, I think. So.
That beat is retarded, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. They're doing something with the weather.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah. The voice
Those
lines are
drums.
That was one of the ones we watched together listened together while playing Uno.
No. Yeah.
Dude, when I heard that track come on, I was like, man, we're in for something special.
Yeah.
Like it was like a return to form, and he never like fell off. It was a weird feeling. Like it was almost like a recovery album or something. Like not like Eminem, but like, you know,
Well, it's like
he just needed it. He needed to get this shit out.
it's him like arriving in a bigger way. Like he's known more underground, and he had like, you know, like dope EPs and mixtapes or whatever. And then it's like this is technically his debut album. Right? So
I think Tana Talk 3 might be his debut.
I don't know if he. Yeah, I guess if you consider that a mixtape, maybe it's a major label. I don't know, but
I think. But either way. Also produced by Hit Boy, front to back.
Yeah,
That's very crisp, clean production. Great.
It's a complete 180 from what you're used to with him, like in terms of his beat selection. So
Yeah.
Dope shit, man. I'm glad to see that on there.
Nice.
sure.
Yeah, glad you like it. All right. We are okay. Number 8 for me is "The Price of Tea in China" by Boldy James.
Oh wow! Okay.
I hope so.
Getting into shit.
By
Yeah.
Say it again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to follow up.
yeah, I was gonna say.
That's fine. By Boldy James, a Detroit artist who is now signed to Griselda Records. If you don't know,
What's the album called again?
"The Price of Tea in China," which is probably my favorite album title of the year. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's
agree.
cool what it relates to. Yeah, but it is. Like I love grimy hip hop, and there's a lot of great stuff of that's come out this year. But this is like you feel like you're in Detroit with him. To me, when you're listening to this, it's all produced by The Alchemist as well, and the production is just like nasty in like the best way. Sometimes it lets up a little bit when it needs to, but he goes, my favorite track is Giant Slide, because he says the line that woke me up to this album, made me want to listen closer. He says, "Pitching drums outside was my 9 to 5. AR wake a sleeping giant up and chop him down to size." I was like,
Jesus.
that's nasty, bro. He's doing that. He says stuff like that the whole album, where it's like descriptive stuff and like really like mean stuff. That's like, yeah, dude.
I only ran through this album once, so I can't really relate too much.
Yeah.
I liked it from what I heard.
Yeah. I listened to it super recently too, and it jumped up to number 8 on my list. And yeah, I just I want to listen to it so many more times. It's very, if you like coke rap, hardcore rap, whatever, gangster rap, whatever you want to call it.
Alchemist rap.
Yeah, Alchemist rap. It's hard to.
He released like 4 albums this year. He also did one with Conway the Machine.
Yeah, he didn't do the whole album, did he? Oh,
he did,
yeah, he did Lulu. Yeah, crazy man. Yeah,
he's on a tear. Good shit.
Yeah,
man.
great one.
All right.
There you go. All right.
Number 7, lucky number 7 for me is Circadian by Intervals, which is a progressive instrumental band. They like to term it prog. This is like very on the fence of being prog. It's very straightforward with it. You can kind of feel where you would place verses and hooks and bridges and all that kind of stuff. But the instrumentals speak for itself. There's a couple great saxophone parts. There's one on the song called Dose by this guy named Saxo Rose. And that's my standout track on there. He fucking kills a 50-second a fucking solo at the end of it. I had the pleasure of seeing this man live. It's fronted by this guy called his name is Aaron Marshall, I think. And it's probably my favorite picture that I've ever taken at a concert. I'll have to show you guys later, but I got such a great shot of him. I got to see him with Veil Maya and I think Currents was, I can't remember who else was there. I think Crystal Lake was there, which was the guys that did Fire Force, that that what do you call it? The intro track.
Oh wow.
The screamer from Crystal Lake is on that song for Fire Force, which is cool.
Oh yeah, that intro is
Yeah.
it's so dope.
I
don't know
told
if
you
I
that when
mentioned
you sent it to
yeah,
me.
yeah. Because I knew the music style would have suited you, and I was like, "What do you think of this?" And you were like, "Oh yeah," you said exactly what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Circadian by Intervals is great. It's very chill. It's not aggressive in any way. There's a couple breakdowns, but it's like interlaced, and it's not tuned down to the kind of notes that you would hear on like metal albums. So I'd be hard pressed to call this metal. It's very much beautiful background music, as people like to call it, because attention spans. But I like instrumentals, and it's great.
Yeah.
So, nice. All right.
So my number 7 is Run the Jewels 4.
Ooh.
Sure,
Who is it?
It's by American hip hop duo Run the Jewels.
it's actually Meow the Jewels.
Meow the Jewels.
Yeah,
Let's go.
What can't you
Well,
say
we-
about this album?
Yeah, we talked about it already on. Go watch that episode.
Jewel Runners.
I come to realize that I sort of have a thing for like intro tracks because a lot of like what stands
Yes,
out
sir.
is the intro track.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I really like Yankee and the Brave a lot.
Yeah.
On this dope, freaking dope.
Machine
else?
gun tempo flows and snares that are just in your face.
Mm.
Yeah, I know
Right.
David is gonna cream all over it later, so
Yeah.
I won't say.
I'm glad you like it so much,
Cream
though, 'cause I didn't know. I like. Do you like? Or yeah, I feel like LP sampled more like classic hip hop sounds in this too than the other one. So I feel like that was a cool crossover. Maybe
For sure.
classic hip hop fans will like too. So I don't know.
Fantastic album. Like we
Yeah.
already talked
I-
about it, creamed about it for an hour,
I
went
agree.
track by track.
Awesome.
Dope.
All right.
right.
We've arrived at my number 7. Oh, okay. Yeah. The Allegory by Royce da 5'9". Yeah. So
Interesting. Okay.
there's a lot. This album has a lot of flaws to me.
I agree.
It's not my favorite solo Royce da 5'9" project because I mean he's one of my favorite rappers, but it has. It seems like he was talking about it like a concept album, and you hear the allegory, and it intros like a concept album, but I don't think it stays that way. But regardless of that, there's not a ton of super weak tracks, and the tracks that are great are really great, and he sort of just displays how he has his own style and he can rap like no one else basically, and he is getting into some really deep subject matter. There were some lyrics that made me like this album a lot less, that I took a certain way, but that sound really hateful, but something that made me like this album more was in this interview he was like, I didn't even mean it that way, and I was using this old like language that wasn't even trying to send that message, so I'm kind of going to change that because I don't want to.
Can you recall what lyrics it is?
They're not the exact ones, but they're basically like homophobic, transphobic stuff that like he actually.
Oh, are you talking about the one, the very first like 6 bars on? Was it Black Savage?
No, Upside Down.
Upside Down. Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about everyone.
That shit is mad cringe. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, he's looking gay and whatever, and I was like,
Yeah.
the album almost didn't make my list because I was like, he's trying to make an empowering thing about freedom, but then he's hating on a bunch of these other groups. But that interview was super enlightening because he's like, I was just like throwing out these random bars, and I didn't realize like, he was like, people like Black Thought don't throw out random bars, so I'm gonna trim myself down and not, because he's not apparently not behind those messages at all. So it's definitely take it with a grain of salt. There's also some anti-vax stuff which I heavily disagree with.
Yeah,
So-
it's really bad, man.
Wait, in what
Yeah.
way?
He
Yeah.
literally calls out and says like, I got my son has autism from a vaccine and all that kind of
Oh.
shit. And
Oh,
it's
man.
really
Yeah.
ignorant shit. And
It's-
he's extremely intelligent, so it's questionable why he believes these kinds of things.
Yeah,
one of One of my favorite
It's bad.
old college humor skits is if Google was a guy, and it's just people filing into an office room, like an office, and they like say their search to this guy who is Google, and it's like this one woman walks in and she goes, "Vaccines cause autism," and he goes, huge stack of papers. He's like, "I have all of these documents as to why vaccines do not cause autism. And I have this one document from a fringe website that says they do." And she reaches down and she goes, "Thank you," and like walks away. And it's like, like people will just want to believe in the dumb truth that they put themselves in. So yeah, I don't know.
Really is.
But like in his position, it comes from a very deep distrust of the government. So it's sort of I'm not gonna say it's justified, but it's sort of justified when you think about what he went through.
Yeah, that rabbit hole definitely exists.
It's very understandable thing. I empathize with it because his son has autism too, and Royce already has a distrust of the government, and that's what he's going to talk about. There's a lot of pain
several times on the album too. I think it's like 2 or 3 times.
There's a lot of pain associated with it. So it's a weird pick for me because there are so many disclaimers around it, but some of the tracks that really hit are really powerful to me and great. And Royce produced the whole thing. It's like his first foray producing, and it's produced super well.
Yep.
My favorite is actually Mr. Grace. He has this intro where he talks about Plato's The Cave allegory, which he ties into the themes of the album, and it's like super poetic. That's a great line. He's like staring down the barrel of a rifle, trying to find my inner peace, which is like inner peace, and it's like it kind of sums up the whole themes of the album.
So he's that track is very hard to follow for me. when I re-listened to it this week, I was like, he just bounces off like a whole bunch of fucking bars, and it's like it almost sounds like gibberish.
It's like slam poetry mixed with like some of the dopest rapping over like weird sound effects of stuff. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. If you don't like any of that stuff, I totally get it, and you don't even have to listen to this. You don't have to pay attention to this at all. But there was him talking about this stuff and going back on what he was saying was like allowed me to enjoy it more. There's a lot of great stuff that I personally like. So yeah, there you go.
I do enjoy that album.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 6.
So
is,
I have a question because I'm an idiot. And I'm going to blame this on A, the pandemic, and B, time feeling like it doesn't pass in Florida. Did Music to Be Murdered By come out this year or last year?
Yes, it came out in January.
In January?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then my number 7 is Detroit 2.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So I have 7, not 6.
Okay.
Because so I'm glad you got a kick out of that because I'm a fucking idiot.
Wait.
Because I was thinking about it and I was listening. Okay.
No, but so it made sense when you like said it, like, but it still came off like. So you're asking about this album, and then you talk about a completely different album, and it's like, this one came out. Oh, so then that one's my favorite.
Yeah. So I have 7, not 6.
Shit.
So number 7 then becomes Detroit 2.
Holy fuck me, that was hilarious.
So there you go. Yeah. So what got backwards in my head about that is because I remember when I was listening to it. It was when I was going back and forth to class. It would have been then in January and February. And I remembered not having a mask on or anything like that, so it would have been pre-pandemic. So to me, in my head, everything pre-pandemic is pre-2020. So, okay,
that came out when I was still going to Siemens.
Exactly.
We had a good run to like spring break, like March.
Yeah.
March like 14th or 13th was like when shit really hit the fan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was. So yeah. So there you go.
That was fucking hilarious.
That is funny. It doesn't feel like it was this year.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah. So there you go. I have 7, not 6. So
I do enjoy that album. I think it's his most cohesive album that he's done since Marshall Mathers LP2.
Oh yeah, Music to Be Murdered.
Dude, he fucking ruined it with the deluxe version, man. It like. I was like sort of considering like putting this on here, and then he just completely fucking ruined it, man.
I feel like I don't count.
Yeah, I know, but like it just completely destroyed my image of
see.
it.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
you listen to enough to have that happen, I guess, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It is a good album though.
I think it's a good album. You know, Eminem put out a good album actually, the first time in a while.
For once.
Yeah.
It was. It's
For once.
It was almost an honorable
I'm
mention.
serious.
Yeah.
He's
It's-
like he like his shooting percentage is like 50-50.
I think
Like,
it's
is it
definitely
50%?
I think it's definitely his best in the last however many years, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Kamikaze was an EP, it would have been a classic.
All right,
I don't know about that.
we'll bash Eminem later, but
Yeah,
so
okay.
I don't know. I guess
okay.
where do I fall in the order now? Since I've been
That's it. So we'll just do that like a
You should be last.
So
Yeah.
anyway, Detroit 2 is 7 for me then, I guess. I loved Dawn Life. I listened to that when I was going through it. I listened to that 3 times, and then everything else you said about Eminem killing shit on Friday Night Cypher and all that good stuff. So yeah,
The
Good
B
album.
switch on Lucky Me is crazy.
that's very true. Yeah.
His flow was stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool shit.
Okay. So,
Not as good as I decided to me, but
okay.
pish posh.
Oh
Fair
yeah,
play.
I agreed. I fucking adore. I decided.
I decided it's good. All right.
All right.
So coming in at number 6 is 2020 by Knuckle Puck, which is a pop punk band from, I think they're from Chicago, and they're one of the front runners of the pop punk scene right now, along with the Story So Far, State Champs, Neck Deep, all that kind of stuff. If you like that, this is right in line with what you would enjoy. This pleasantly surprised me. I threw it on when I was like with Rocio, and like just in the background, I was just like, dude, this shit is catchy as fuck. Like it's super melodic and very high energy. My favorite song on there is Sidechain, which I played it, and Alex was like, what is he saying? He's like, is he saying Sidechain? And like, he started telling me what Sidechain meant to him, and I'm like, oh, I have no idea.
Producer appearance, yeah.
Yeah.
What
But,
does sidechain mean, Alex?
Huh?
If we want, we could just skate by it. I guess it doesn't matter.
It's a production thing, yeah.
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 We can do it some other time.
Yeah.
All right.
But 2020 is very fun. Very fun listen. If you like pizza and soda, as the pop punk scene likes to joke around.
Okay. Nice. I love a fun album for sure.
No, it's awesome.
Cool.
All right.
So for my number 6 is it's called Los Favoritos Dos by Mr. Archangel, or in Spanish it's Arcángel. This album came out in October, the same day when we had that listening party for both Benny the Butcher and Black
White Thought.
Thought.
Dang.
Yeah. So like we had got done listening, and we were like, I was off for the night, and then I seen the notification that he dropped an album too. I'm like, no way. So I was tired by then, so I just went to bed and I listened to it in the morning. But it's pretty dope.
What's
It's
the
mostly
genre?
reggaeton.
Okay.
The first track, the intro track, Payaso, which means clown, is a dope freaking.
Clown.
You said that to get a laugh out of Trevor. You said that like that to get a laugh out of Trevor. I know it.
Which means clown.
It's a
Payaso.
dope violin loop that they got going on there. It's
Ooh.
crazy. So
Like
that.
that. I love
Cowrie.
that.
Sweet.
Hey, Cowrie. Yes. All right.
I rolled my eyes, bro. Huh?
Is that you?
Was that you?
Go.
All right.
So it's me.
Yes, it's
Alright.
you,
I believe
baby
so,
boy.
sir.
Okay, number 6, guys. Anime Trauma and Divorce by Open Mike Eagle. He is
Wow. That's the title.
yeah, it's a good good. He's sort of my little my little guy that you guys don't listen to. I don't know why
Yo.
I'm saying it like that, but he's great. No, this is it's a pretty short album, but it's like he went through a divorce recently, and then also 2020 stuff messed up certain things in his life, like trying to start an indie, or not indie, like a record label, and one of the ways he dealt with it was just by watching anime and stuff like that. So it's a super personal album where he just like, usually his albums are about like societal stuff, and this one he just gets really personal, and it's he has a great voice. He's very chill. He has the super poetic rapping style. One of my favorites is Bucciarati, which is a character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He has like different stuff named after that, and he has these clever plays off of them that like play from a funny anime thing, and then he like this weird emotional state that he's in, and it's super like subtle but hard hitting stuff. It's very smart, always funny, and just on point.
How are the instrumentals on it?
They're good. I think it's his production yet, and they're good. Like Bucciarati has this like little jazzy part at the end of like some like sax or something, and they're mostly pretty great. It's not the best production I've heard all year, but like he has ones that like are kind of unique and fit his style. So yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a nice, very nice listen. I relate to it in some ways with the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely can't relate to the divorce part yet.
So. Right.
What do you mean? He's Daddy David. He's a single father with. Oh my God. He's a single father with however many kids. I don't know. I just laughed in the middle of that because Amo has a guest, but.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Amo featuring his uncle.
But the way you listed that off, it reminded me of those like small town strip malls that are like alcohol, guns and ammos, divorce, like Chuck E. Cheese. It's like
everything you could ever need.
Everything you could ever need.
Yeah. He has the funniest song of the year about how he got divorced because of an episode of Black Mirror. It's so freaking funny, dude. He just makes fun of himself. He's so like down to earth and relatable. So
Nice.
yeah,
is it did he say which one? Because the one that comes to mind is the one where they can like see their memories in the contacts, and they have like a whole fight about that, about cheating.
Oh yeah, I don't think he says, but he alludes to something that happened in it. So maybe you could guess based off that. But I haven't watched much Black Mirror, but
I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, yeah, there you go.
Cameron, what's your sixth?
Six would then be Music to be Murdered by.
Okay.
Because yes, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I listened to it primarily walking. Oh my goodness.
Shut up.
Bye.
You're trying to be sneaky. He's not very sneaky.
It's more conspicuous. But I think that's the point. That's funny. Yeah. So no, that's good. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good tracks on there. I think you were gonna say when you were talking about Royce's distrust of the government, I think he has a really good verse on one of the songs in there. I'm like blanking on the freaking track list because I haven't listened to it.
You Gonna Learn, and then there's
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And I think he's on. There's another one. I Will.
Oh yeah.
He's on.
I think it's definitely You Gonna Learn, the one that he talks about. Some really serious stuff, and that was cool. So yeah, I don't know. You guys said a fair amount about it when I brought it up initially, so that's all I got really.
I think it's a solid choice. I definitely enjoyed it.
A little too long for me, but
okay. It has some weaker tracks, but
it definitely does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it has a lot of ones I enjoy.
I was super happy to hear a track with Black Thought, Royce, and M. That one was probably my favorite. Just
not my favorite Q-tip hook at all, but
like the hook. I don't know what you're talking about, but
so are we moving on to the top five?
Top five.
Let's do it. Top five. Biggie
Smalls.
Big boys.
Top five for me would be Two Better Days by Slaves. Awful name for a band, but
that's
I actually like a little background on this. My ex from like 3 years ago went to see them in concert, and I told her, "Hey, can you pick up a tour shirt for me?" So she did, and I wore it to my job at the time, which was UPS. And in that job, I worked with a lot of African Americans, and they were great guys. They were great guys. No, they're fucking great. They roasted me for the shirt, and it is it says Slaves on the front, and then it has Beautiful Death on the back, like with the dates, because that was their album at the time. And he's like, I think Alan, the guy that I used to work with, he's like, "Yo, Trevor, what you trying to say? What you saying, huh?" And they just roasted me all day, and I felt horrible about it. But the band is great.
That's funny.
This is their first with I think his name is Matt, who replaced Johnny Craig because he's crazy and a drug addict and just can't get his life together. This is happening. He was also the lead vocalist of Dance Gavin Dance for a while back in the day.
Wow.
But I think Matt, the current vocalist, was a runner-up on The Voice a few years back, which is a pretty cool footnote. But this is a great alternative rock, slightly post-hardcore album. Very catchy, has a lot of pop influence with its structures. It's not going to surprise you with the structure. It's very verse, chorus, verse, chorus, all that kind of stuff. But the instrumentation is very solid. His vocals soar when they need to. Very relatable stuff. There's a track on here called "Talk to a Friend" about a lot of internal struggle and mental health. And it's a great fucking album. Very catchy. Surprised me. And I love it.
Cool.
Nice. Sounds good.
All right. So my number 5 is El Último Tour del Mundo by Bad Bunny.
Boy, Bad Bunny.
Okay.
Album came out in November, I think around actually Thanksgiving time. And when I seen it at midnight, I got the notification, and I thought, because it's called like the Ultimate World Tour, I thought he was announcing a world tour, and I was like, no way.
No way.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
I'm like, that's cool too. I'll take the album. But yeah, it's quickly becoming up there. It is as a fun fact, it is the first all Spanish album to make it on to #1 in Billboard.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a great accolade for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, yep,
All right, so
dope album. There's so many tracks that I like on it.
I forget which track I heard. It was a banger though. I got to get into Bad Bunny. I'm curious about different artists out there. That's cool.
Forgive us. We're gringos.
There was one track that there's like a Cheetos commercial in it, and in the commercial is like a song, but like it came out before the album, so I'm like, what is that song?
Oh yeah. Dang. Check it out.
That's funny.
Nice.
Coolio. All right. Number 5, David.
Number 5, guys. Oh yeah. Oh.
Did you do it on purpose?
No.
Oh.
5 guys.
Audience, he did it on purpose.
My number 5 is Burgers and Fries. Alfredo, which we've already heard mentioned, by Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist.
I thought it was going to be higher, honestly, for you.
Something I will say is it's a testament to how good I think music was this year that this is only number 5. Because God, dude, when I heard this, I was like, I think I texted when I heard Frank Lucas, probably one of my favorites on here. I sent it to Trevor. I was like, best track of the year, I don't care. And it was only, what was it, like March?
It was like March. Yeah, March.
All right.
April something.
Chill out.
It was when I first started working from home.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say I remember you guys popping off about that in the group chat or something, but that might have been something different.
Dude,
I don't know.
I recommended, Frank Lucas. It has great features, amazing production. They Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist are married on this album. They freaking have such good chemistry as from rapper and producer. It's pretty immaculate. I guess I should point out, like, maybe towards the end it's a little weaker to me, even though it's still good. I feel like that's why it's not slightly higher. But the stuff that's there is like his flow is like, even his regular bars are like catchy because of how good his flow is. So they've been stuck in my head all year. Like, just crazy, dude.
He plays with a lot of unorthodox flows.
Yeah,
he's got a very unique rapping voice.
He's one of the best at it. Yeah,
totally agree. I am eagerly waiting his next album.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, there you
go. All right, number 5.
That would be me. Number 5. Then I gotta redo the list in my head because I added one. Would be Burden of Proof.
Hey.
By Benny the Butcher, which you already talked about. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the beats are just hard as fuck. That was, like I said, one of the ones we were playing Uno on, and like there was, I forget exactly how it went down, but when a new one would come on and I would say some shit, Trevor was like, yeah, yeah, absolutely, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was like, every time I would react, Trevor was like giving me whatever. I don't know. But yeah.
No, it's fantastic.
For sure. hard as fuck. I gotta give it more listens, honestly. I haven't
Yeah,
listened
you
to it
do.
as much as I as
Yeah,
much
you
as
do.
I should. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
So consistently good. Yeah.
Good shit. Hit Boy is very quickly becoming one of the best producers I've ever, like ever.
Yeah, I should say, yeah, Hit Boy and The Alchemist. I think The Alchemist slightly beat out Hit Boy for me this both.
You think?
Like,
Ah, no
for
way.
me, just because of,
Yeah,
I don't know, just my style of what I like.
it's
but
your preference.
they're both amazing and they're different and they both did so much this year.
I think Hit Boy is more varied and more versatile in his style,
Maybe so.
but Alchemist does what he does very well. So
Yeah.
That's true.
All
Too,
right.
But Hit Boy is going crazy. I will agree.
hmm No doubt.
I just want
Anyways.
someone to love me like Trevor loves music.
There you go.
I just want someone to
I
look
love
at me.
you like I love music.
No, that's true.
I
That's
was
true.
about
That's
to
true.
say, yeah. That's enough.
Nice.
Love you, babe.
My number 4 is from this goddess on my T-shirt.
Ah.
Yeah, it is "Positions" by Ariana Grande. This is I think it's a controversial opinion because a lot of people thought that this album fell flat, and I don't see how it did. To be honest with you, I think I actually might like it more than I do "Thank You Next" at this point. I've given it lots of spins, and it's very catchy. She went for a more dreamy, sexy R&B kind of vibe, and it's fantastic. I don't think any of the songs stand out as a single, but "Positions" came out, and I like. It took me a couple listens to get into it, and then I really like it. And Rocio did not like it at first. She's like, "This is like, eh." And like a month later, it came on in the car on shuffle, and I'm like, I just turned around, I'm like, "You were wrong about this song." And she's like, "Yeah, I was." But, no, "Positions" is fantastic. It's very quick. It doesn't waste any time. Some great features. Ty Dolla $ign kills his verse on Safety Net. I like Weekends on Off the Table. Very dreamy love ballad. But my favorite song is "My Hair," which was tied with "Levitating" for me as my song of the year.
Ooh, wow.
It's got a very nice sample on the hook and super great horns. Just I can't say enough about this album. It's awesome.
I'm gonna say that's like the only one I've heard from it. It's great.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
She's my favorite pop star.
Dang. There you go.
Dang.
Nice one.
All right, my number 4 is called Emmanuel by Anuel Double A. Where? AA.
AA.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Double A, yeah.
How many times
but
did he mention the Illuminati on this one?
a lot? I don't know.
Did he?
A lot.
You gotta
I don't
mention
know.
that was like a
Illuminati.
running joke.
I don't recall. I don't know. He has a lot of features on here. There's a lot of it's like a mix of reggaeton and trap. It came out in May. Probably one of my favorite songs is a trap song called Ferrari. It has a Lil Wayne verse.
Oh, dang.
He's just kind of like feeling himself on it. It's not much to think about lyrically, but the beat is so crisp.
Nice.
Gotta love
This
tracks
on
like that.
about he talks about DJ Khaled, which is pretty messed up, but it's funny.
He's dissing
He
him.
He disses him.
has a line where he's like, "These bastards are fat like DJ Khaled."
Wow.
Goodness.
That's what it translates to.
Dang.
Major kilograms, huh? Instead of keys.
Okay. Kilos.
Okay, yeah. Lil Wayne comes on and at the end,
I'm making
which
that
is cool.
face, Trevor. I'm making that face.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah. Okay.
Good album.
Dope. Sounds good. I didn't expect Lil Wayne to be on there. That's dope.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
A transition.
Oh, bro, we
Alright.
don't talk about it.
We are number
Oh,
4, and I think you guys might have heard of this one. It is "Burden of Proof" by Benny the Butcher.
Hey. There we freaking
Yeah.
go.
It was crazy that this beat out Alfredo to me. They're very close. Alfredo could take it over. I mean, probably not at this point, but yeah, "Burden of Proof" is just dummy consistent. It's one of the most consistently.
It's the definition of consistency.
Yeah, there's not a bad track on there. It's produced so crisply. I mean, yeah, "Burden of Proof" is maybe one of my favorites. What's the Thank God I Made It is great. I love how he gets into some real stuff mixed with the coke stuff and the flexing stuff, and it's
A
so
great mix.
yeah, it's hard to fault if you like hip hop. It's like it's all there. Definitely some Jay-Z influence, but he's completely his own artist. Yeah, not much more to say, I guess. Warpaint's great with all of Griselda. Legend, he's a legend
Or in
now.
that moment, I'm the motherfucking man.
Conway, let's go.
Conway
Yeah.
Twitty went ham.
He sure did. Yeah, it was a great moment for Benny. So there you go.
All right.
Dope.
So then 4 for me
Number 4. 4 for 4.
is Streams of Thought Volume 3 by Black Thought.
Hey,
Vanity noise.
My man Black Thought comes in and spits some truth about the world on this album, my dude. It's the same thing with the Benny the Butcher album, where I was like doing oohs and ahs on the mic, and it was like, yeah. I mean, once again blanking on the track list. I wish I could pull it up, but yeah, man, it was
Stake 'em, Fuel.
Yeah, you can name them off for me. They were like hard ass beats, hard ass bars.
Everybody. Yeah.
It was dope. It's just a great
Everybody,
experience.
every goddamn body.
So you put this one over Burden of Proof?
Yes, but
All right. Yeah, that was like I kind of like I don't want to say struggled, but like I was already familiar with Black Thought before, and so I mean it's definitely a dope album. And so like for me to like decide like which one did I like better, I mean obviously we listened to it the same night, but I just found myself liking Burden of Proof that much more. Take away from Stream of Thought at all.
It is the one step above, but what I'll say about that is I enjoyed the mindset I was in listening to them, and I enjoyed the stylistically I enjoyed what Black Thought was doing, and in terms of the bars, what he was saying. So yeah.
So glad to introduce you guys to
I will be.
Have you gone over and listened to Volume 1 and 2?
Have I now?
Yeah.
No, but I will. I mean, I have a freaking list now of stuff I need to listen to, including the rest of RTJ and all that stuff. So
Plugs I Met's on there for me.
All right.
Yeah, volume 2 for me is timeless.
Dope. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I'm gonna basically ask you guys to send me your lists after we're done, and that's gonna be my listening for the next several months.
Dope.
So, yeah,
dope.
Right.
Fuck yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
make a whole
Great
playlist of it. Cool.
and I'm hella enjoying, since we have largely different tastes, and I mean, David is all hip hop as he said, but then I'm gonna get some of the rock, some of the hardcore stuff from Trev, and some of the Spanish stuff from Alex, which I want to get into more on both ends. So yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
2021 is looking good.
I like to think this is probably my most varied list that I've made so far. 2018 was nothing but rap. Then last year and this year are pretty varied, R&B, pop, and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, cool.
All right, number 3 for me is gonna be really quick. It's RTJ4. Another total banger of an album.
I'm cheesing, man.
Cheesing, man. Yankee and the Brave is my favorite. I'm with Alex on strong intros. If your intro is good, I'll probably listen to the rest of the album. If not, I'll probably skip it and move on to the next one, because it's just how it goes. I think Drake is probably the best when it comes to introing. In terms of my favorite intro tracks, but Yankee and the Brave comes out firing on all cylinders, like quite literally. Very quick and to the point. There's a lot of quotable lyrics on here, a lot of absolutely mind-boggling verses and references. Like you almost have to read it off of Genius when you're listening to it, because there's just so much shit that they throw at you, and it's like, if you're not cultured in the ways of them, you're just going to be lost, because they're very intelligent. They know what they're talking about, and it's very hard hitting. So
yeah, that's
kudos to them for being in the lateness of their career and dropping an instant classic.
Yeah, in their 40s. Yeah, they've been doing it for so long.
That's what we talked about, similar to Kendrick, and what makes those album and Kendrick Kendrick albums and RTJ4 for me, like, so incredibly fun to re-listen to over and over again is because you enjoy the lines you already understand, and then you keep on picking up new stuff.
Yep.
The more you listen, so yeah.
Eminem's another one that does that.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. All right.
Sweet. All right.
Moving on to Alex, I believe.
We are in our top 3. Yeah. Go.
My number 3 is Colores by J Balvin.
Dang.
Colors in English. This is probably I think it's the shortest album I have on here. It's 10 tracks. And he kind of went with like a little theme. Every track is like named after a color.
Okay.
It's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It came out in
like
March. Super, I don't know. Super. It's hard to describe his style because it's all reggaeton, but just the melodies itself are just like, some of them are hard hitting, some of them are emotional. It's a great album. My number 3 spot had to be
number 3.
That's dope because one of the things I can get into the most of like a language of an album I don't speak is like just if they have the fire melodies. Sounds good, man. Yeah. So I'll definitely be able to get into that, I think.
That's what you have to latch onto. Like that's what I did with Baby Metal. Like the instrumentation and the melodies are what carries it for me because I have no idea what they're saying.
Right. Yeah. And I love a good album theme, the colors. That's what's up.
Yeah. It's dope.
Dang.
Sweetness.
Dang. So we got into our top 3 already. Please. Okay. Mine is, man, dude, I had to catch up on some albums later this year. I showed you guys my Spotify Wrapped, and it was like pitiful at a certain point because I listened to music so passively, and like it wasn't much listen time compared to other years. So on that note, my number 3 is like I just listened to it a couple weeks ago for the first time, and it rocketed up the list. My merry men. It is "From a King to a God" by Conway the Machine. This album is
over a burden of proof, though.
Yeah, no, and that was tough. Over burden of proof and Alfredo, and that was tough for me.
Wow,
dang.
But
I actually just listened to that for the first time this past week because I missed it. Yeah, like I listened to the first like 3 tracks of it, and then like I went and did something else that day when it came out, and then he dropped the deluxe edition last week.
Oh yeah,
and then I went back to it, and I'm like, this is pretty dope.
Interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, man, Griselda kind of was winning this year. They're a great collective and group that was really, I think this year they cemented themselves the most as like one of the best groups out there in hip hop. This like, so like out of the 3, Benny has been my favorite, and I'm like, all right, we dope. And I like Conway and West Side Gun is fun and entertaining. They all do their thing, but I listened to Lulu and I was like, okay, it's Conway stuff. He released an EP this year. And then, but dude, when this album, I don't even know what to say. Like every line I was hanging, Conway just, it's debatable of which one is my favorite now. This is my favorite Griselda album I've ever heard from any of them.
Wow.
It is like some of the best like gangster rap, coke rap I've heard maybe in my life. I don't want to oversell it too much, so let me. Okay, one of my favorite tracks is "Forever Dropping Tears" because you rarely get Conway to get that personal, and he talks about people he's lost, and it's like this 8-minute track where he has these long verses, and talks about, if you don't know, Conway was like shot in the back of the head, and he got Bell's palsy, so his face is messed up by that.
Oh my!
In that way, yeah.
Yeah. So he's not like to the like untrained ear. He sounds a little off. Like he has a little bit of a slur when he raps, but
right, yeah. But so
he, not...
and that's one of the crazy things. Something that's interesting to hear him talk about is he had to learn to rap again when the doctor said he might never speak again. Like after that happened,
damn.
And on "Forever Dropping Tears," he talks about DJ Shay, who they lost, who really helped Griselda get on the map. Like he helped him get like confidence back in his step and like helped him to figure that out again. And they lost him recently, and that combined with just some of the hardest freaking raps all year, and like some Alchemist production, Derringer production, like
Derringer is crazy.
Oh my god,
Derringer is Griselda.
Right, yeah. When on Do and Damani, Alchemist has this super sweet piano thing that's like the first half, and it's beautiful, and then it switches, and it's Derringer, and it's like, oh, you make that face, bro. You're like, oh my god. Front lines, bro. His second
Front
verse
lines
on
is dope.
he,
I like
what he-
Lemon a lot.
Lemon squeeze,
Lemon squeeze.
featured. Yeah, dude. There's not. I don't think there's a weak track on here, so it's like Burden of Proof. But to me, there was just some stuff that was so elevated and just I couldn't believe how much I like this album. And I'm just gonna be listening to it for so much longer because I just listened to it in November. So I don't know. Not much else to say. If you like rap, even in this freaking stratosphere, this is for you. It's amazing to me. Yeah.
I wish I liked it more. I think the mixing is a little off for me. His vocals kind of sit behind the super booming sub bass and shit. So like the mixing is off for me. The production is a little janky at times. It's not. I can't hear him as well as I want to. At least in the car. Maybe in headphones it's better, but in the car it's just booming as hell, and he kind of gets lost in it. But
yeah,
it's a great album.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if you would have to turn your bass down for this or something. Just
I
for
might.
It could
But
be,
if I had to do that with an album, then it's just not mixed right.
I mean, yeah, but I haven't had that experience, so I mean, yeah, weird, but I get
Different years, I guess.
I
Chris
get
Carr
it.
has a lot of bass though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
All right. Mr. Cameron, give us your number 3.
So, I am prepared to be murdered I am prepared to be murdered for this.
Okay.
My number 3 is No Pressure from Logic.
Why are you being murdered?
Oh, I thought I was going to be murdered for putting it that high.
No, this is his best album since fucking
All
Under
right,
Pressure.
all right, dope. Then I'm fucking psyched.
I think I said that when we reviewed it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I love No Pressure.
All right, dope. Then let's get
I
into
wish
it.
I could put it on the top 10.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a great swan song for him, like we said on the Logic of Death Note. I think the transition from the two songs, Perfect and Man I Is, being back to back are just like absolute fucking bangers, yeah. And then what's the Dad Bod, the one where he talks about going to Target and everything, and it's just it's a fun freaking album. It's a great time. So yeah.
Super dope. Man I Is my favorite on there.
Yeah, no, the horns. Oh
my god, even the intro track, No Pressure, is phenomenal. Like just the way that he'll have the no pressure, no ID, like just the different DJ scratching that they do, and it's super lo-fi like the entire time. Like it's good. Logic at his best.
Yep.
It is a really good album. I didn't revisit it as much. It was gonna be like an honorable mention, but that was just
it's good. There's a couple tracks that bring it down for me, but like I never listened to Amen or Obediently Yours. I think I just kind of tune out after that. But other than that, it's great.
Super solid.
Dope.
All right.
Yeah, he went on a hunt. Okay.
My number 2 won't hit as hard because we've already said it 700 times, but it's Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher.
Dang.
This was bruh, like, what else do you need to say about this album? It was an instant fucking classic. This is probably my favorite rap album in recent memory. I'm trying to think of another album that would retake it. And it's very hard because there's not.
Wow.
It's extremely enjoyable. Doesn't waste your time. The production is flawless from front to back. It's an escape from his grimy lo-fi, super hard hitting East Coast boom bap that he usually does. And now it's kind of polished sample based hits, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely awesome.
I was expecting it, man. Yeah.
I wish I could rank it number 1, but I can't.
Right.
But shout out to Benny. Benny's a fantastic rapper.
Yeah, great album.
I know for me, for my top 2, it was really hard for me to put this one at top 2 because it came out in February. Throughout the year, it's been my number 1, but I don't know. So at number 2 is YHLQMDLG by Bad Bunny
Oh
It
dang!
stands for
2 albums
It
on
stands-
this list.
it's crazy. It stands for Yo hago lo que me da la gana, which means I do whatever I want.
Nice.
Say it again.
Yo hago lo que me da la
That's dope.
gana.
What's the last word?
It means I do whatever I want. Gana
Ghana.
with a G, Gana.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Dope.
Great name.
Yep. Bad Bunny's had a crazy year. He's had 3 albums this year. Like I said,
Yeah.
this one is the first. Came out in February. He had another one in July, and then the other one in November. This album is. It's like I think it's like 20 tracks or something like that. It's crazy, but it's another mix of reggaeton and trap. He kind of there's one song. It's the second to last track, Hablamos Mañana. It's like super. It's like trap, but then it goes into like rock. It's kind of crazy.
Oh dang.
That's probably my most favorite track on this album. There's a lot of tracks, a lot of good tracks on this album. It's long, but we got it in
Dang.
February, so
A lot of
number
quality
2. It
content.
was my number 1 most of the year.
What the heck? Sorry.
Oh, I'm curious. I'm
Yeah.
curious to know what the number 1 is.
Yeah. No. Now that I get beat
Alright.
up. Bad Bunny. Dang.
All right, hit us,
Cool.
baby David.
Turn again. Jeez. David. Oh, okay. Yeah. I almost forget because this one was kind of just a shoe-in to me. Streams of Thought, Volume 3, Cain and Abel by Black Thought.
Wait, so what were your honorable mentions? They weren't streams. Oh, that was Alex's stream of thought. Okay,
Alex,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, sweet.
So, yeah, dude. Definitely has a pretty weak track on it. I don't hate it, but it has that
The
nature
relationship
of the
one.
beast. No, that one's okay. I actually like that one. It's freaky.
Is that the that's the Portugal the Man one? One of those.
Yeah, Nature of the Beast is what I'm talking. Yeah, Portugal the Man, where they're just singing. Yeah, which that one's okay, but then
We are that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the so the relationship one I like, but then every other track is just insane. Highest level of rapping that I've heard. You know, with other stuff. There's other stuff that's on that tier. I'm saying that, but just
In terms of just raw rapping, you're not gonna beat Black Thought, really.
yeah, I agree. He definitely. I think this might not be my favorite of the volumes, but he came through and made a full album that was really amazing to me still. And he hits different tones, but he's all sort of, it's circling around, like Cameron was saying, stuff going on in the world, America, stuff with him. Whenever he just relates it all. I think my favorite is State Prisoner. That's like, when that song comes on, it's like,
Hard
bro,
as fuck.
oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Stupid hard.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you like this one more than the Conway album.
Yeah, I know.
Of all the praise.
I know the Conway one was recent. It could jump up technically, but
Is there a bias from how long you waited for it?
it could be. I don't know.
That when it finally delivered, you felt like it had to be that good.
No. But I mean, the Conway one was recent. It could jump up more, but Black Thought just the added stuff of him rapping even better than the other people who are on the list, and then rapping about societal stuff and mixing it in so well, and having lines you would never get from any other rapper, and just these flows and his voice that just keep hitting you, and you're like, bro, I need a break, and like you keep I hear a new great line every time I listen to
I
Black.
have to be in a mood for him, man, because it's just lyrical, like a lyrical buffet.
Yeah,
all you can eat.
I think
and
that's
I get.
I think that's what I was saying, was that I was in the mood for that when I listened to it, which is why it's so fucking good to me.
Yeah, which is great for me because that's like the main mood I'm usually in when I listen to music.
Same, honestly. Yeah. So
Yeah. So pretty much, I don't know what else to say. Just hits crazy hard. Yeah, amazing lyricism. I don't know, and great production too. I like what Sean C did. Yeah, there you go.
all right, my number 2 then.
Volume 2's better.
And then we're on to number 1.
My favorite.
Honestly, sick. Honestly, dope, because that means I get an even better album to listen to.
Yeah.
So,
That's the thing. Yeah.
so it works for me. Like, if that's the case.
It's ridiculous.
So, number 2 of 2020 is RTJ4. I love you guys for having us do this on the podcast because I probably wouldn't have discovered it or done anything with it otherwise, and I fucking love this album. It is what, like we said earlier at the beginning of the episode, Walking in the Snow is like the hardest song in 2020. Like he just, like those verses are so fucking perfect, and he's just, it's truth every line, and that's what Trevor said, I think, is that it's not complex. It's just perfect. It's not like he's not like playing tricks on you or anything, and you have to like understand it fully, and it's not a lot of like wordplay, but it's just so straightforward and so well wrapped. I don't know. So yeah.
There's a quote from Royce when he was talking about like producing his own album for the Allegory or whatever, and he says, "I can't make the perfect beat, but I can make the right beat," and that's the same with those verses that you're talking about. They're not the perfect verses; they're the right verses.
Yeah.
So,
and then, like you said, the intro track is fucking sick. They end up doing a like a background story of them being like 2 criminals on the run and all that stuff, and then they wrap it all up at the end. They can, like you said, the intro is sick, but the conclusion is, it like makes the whole, like wraps it up in a nice little bow for me. And so that, like, and they do the narrator, the announcer or whatever, and it's like talking about them going off into the sunset or whatever, and it's like Yankee and the brave. It's so fucking good, dude. I love that album. So thank you so fucking much for recommending it to me, because I will continue to listen to that over and over again.
Sweet.
So glad you love it.
I'm glad you like it. I was hesitant to do it for the podcast. I mean, at least this early. Like I thought we would have to give you a wider palette for you to like fully enjoy the album, but you love it, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of widened the palette just by listening to it so many times, I guess.
Yeah,
right. But it was exactly what you said, which when you recommended it, you were like, yeah, by the way, like you're probably gonna have to look up lyrics sometimes because they just spit bars so fast, and they're playing so many tricks like throughout the song, and they're going so fast that you like can't keep up, and that was so freaking true. Like I'd listened to it a lot of times, and you know, heard a lot of the bars and stuff, but I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna look at the lyrics, and then you look at the lyrics and you're like, holy shit. It was so freaking good. It was such a great experience. So yeah.
Yes, man.
Sweet. That's number 2.
So we're moving to number 1.
Number 1, huh? This is the fun part.
Big leagues.
So I've spoiled this one plenty of times for
it.
everyone. Everyone, I've been telling this album to anyone who has ears and 2 legs that can go walk to their phone to listen to it. This is my favorite album of the year, and probably one of my favorite albums that has ever come out is Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa, which is
the girl.
It's the best pop album I've ever heard in my life. It's beyond catchy. I have so many great memories of it, and I think I might be biased just because Doom Eternal came out the day of, I believe. So I got a double whammy of just great shit to listen to. I think it might have come out like the week before, so I might be wrong, but it was around that time, and it was such a great time because, for one, like we just got hit by the pandemic, so we were like home alone. Like I was home, like working from home. I had a lot of time, in between classes, so like I was just happy. It was a different time in my life, and dude, Levitating is fantastic. There's only one bad track on here, and it's the very last one, and I skip it every time, and that's all that I need. Hallucinate is stupid hard, bro. Like this whole fucking album is like a soundtrack to a pub crawl that I want to go to when shit like dies down.
Big facts.
I tell Rocio every time I listen to it, like I cannot wait to go downtown and like skip to you when I'm listening to this. It's so fucking it's so bubbly and feel good music. I love it. Fucking love this album.
I gotta listen to this album, man.
Yes, dude. It is.
Yeah, I can't.
It's immaculate.
I actually can't believe you haven't. Even if pop isn't your thing, pop is now going to become your thing because the album's just that good. If she does this again, she's overtaking Ari. That's just facts.
Wow.
God damn. Yeah. That honestly, yeah.
Dang.
Fusion Nostalgia's dang.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Dua Lipa. I know she has a song with J Balvin. That's a dope song.
Crossover.
All right, Alex.
All right.
Okay,
So
number
my
one
number
album
one
of all of 2020.
Boy.
of 2020 is called ENOC by Osuna.
Ah,
I
yeah,
should have
boy.
known.
It
I
stands
should have
for
known.
El Negrito Ojo Claros, which is a term that he's used forever. That he refers to himself. He says it in a lot of songs.
Hmm.
What was it?
Means he has El Negrito Ojos Claros.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a nickname he gives himself. It means like he's got his clear eyes. He's
We
a
were
really
supposed
nice
to
guy.
see him this past year. We were
We were
supposed to see him in
supposed to see him
concert in April. We have
in
tickets to see him.
concert. I still got the tickets. I'm still waiting to see him. I'll get to see him eventually. But this album came out in September, and there's just too many hard hitting tracks for me to not put it at number one. I love Osuna. This album is dope. There's a lot of different features with a lot of different artists, as well.
Sweet,
man.
man.
Great album. It's pretty much all reggaeton. There's a trap song. I think there's one. No, there's two. Yeah. He has a few
So kind of
features
like your
on it.
mixtapes.
There you go.
You could say
Couple trap
it's
beats in
open.
there for Trevor, and then the rest.
yeah.
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 Exactly. So
Sweet.
smooth.
All right,
Damn.
two down, two to go.
That's on the album.
Oh,
Number
man.
one album, baby.
Day Vision.
We're here, guys.
Gimme.
So here, Run the Jewels 4 by Run the Jewels.
Wow, who would've known?
Who would have fucking thought, brother?
And I only gave it 10 out of
Jesus
10. One of my
Christ.
favorite albums of all time on our review. So, yeah, man. What can
Yeah,
you say?
man.
This,
We've said it all.
yeah, this album is of course the other albums too, but this is like why I listen to music. This album could have been the only album that came out this year, and it would have been a great year for music to me. Everything is, I mean, for like musically, banger after banger. We've already said this. Rapping, we've already said that you just read into it every line. They really trimmed the fat or whatever you want to call it, and had like amazing line after amazing line. It all connects.
The flow of it too. I think we haven't talked about it too much. Is just it flows into each track very heavenly. Like there's no hiccups or anything.
Yeah, there's not really any downtime for me, and they have great chemistry. They're so fun to listen to, which makes it easier to listen to. The like hardest hitting stuff of the year to me is like the fact that they mix that fun with that stuff is like, I don't know, it really just it embodied everything I was feeling at the time and still am, and it's the most on point political rap I've ever heard, basically. It's on that highest tier with anything else that you could
baby.
name as far as I'm concerned. It's the most on point messaging in music I've heard in so long. It's one of my favorite albums ever.
The
Yeah,
ultimate dynamic duo.
yeah, dude. Dang,
Shout out Run the Jewels.
All right.
that's it, baby.
Run them jewels fast.
Run them jewels
All right.
fast. Oh man.
All right.
All right, baby. I think
So-
I know what it is.
Just
Yeah.
barely beating out RTJ4. I'm hopping on the Trevor train. Pause. It's Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa. Oh my fucking lord. Rest in peace, headphone users. Trevor just lost his fucking shit. But yeah, man. Oh my god. Absolutely the best pop album I've ever heard.
What? Say it again. Say it again. I didn't hear it.
Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Best album of the year.
good.
Barely just past RTJ4, but I mean, Trevor already said everything there is to say about it, I think, but it basically just doesn't miss. I mean, the last track is a skip because it's like a political message kind of a thing, so it's whatever. You don't like once you listen to it once.
Not that it's a political message, just like the way she goes about that message is.
I guess I don't have much of a problem with it as you do, but it's also just a skip because once you've heard it once, there's no need to re-listen to it basically. So,
Yeah.
But it's at the good thing is that it's at the very end of the album, so you don't have to hit the skip button at all until you get through everything that's good about it. So, yeah, I mean, literally, if that's not there, I could literally say that it does not miss. It's every song is catchy. Every song is having me doing the white boy two-step in my kitchen while I'm like cooking and cleaning, like we said. So yeah, man, it's just, it makes you want to get up and move. I'm not a huge dancer, but like it makes you want to fucking get up and move and like just have fun. It's a freaking blast. So yeah.
I'm very happy.
Absolutely.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Yep. So with our 2020 albums behind us, I want to do a special thing. I know I'm a little bit of a narcissist, I guess, but I'd like to do my top 10 rap albums of the year because I do like David. I like me some rap.
I was gonna say technically David actually gave us his top 10 rap albums of the year.
Yeah, so I guess I might as well do it. Yeah.
I guess you might as well.
Man.
So a few of these we've already talked about, actually like more than half of it. So I'm just gonna rattle them off. Number 10 is "Music to Be Murdered by" Eminem. Luckily, just the regular 20 track album came out before his deluxe because that was Tritodash. Number 9 is "Streams of Thought" Volume 3, Cain and Abel by Black Dot.
Love to see it.
Number 8 is "Unlocked" by Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats.
Hey.
Fantastic too. Number 7 is I think I'm gonna move these. Yeah, I'm gonna move those. Number 7 for me would be "Detroit 2" by Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
Fantastic album. Number 6 would then be "Savage Mode 2" by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I really fucking enjoyed that album, and I think it's because I listened to it at like 6:30 in the morning when it was dark as fuck outside, and like I had just dropped my parents off at the airport. So like some of these songs kind of like scared me because it was like I was in the whip, and it's just, dude, he's got some hard hitting bars on there. He's getting better as he ages, and I really like it.
It's always great. So too.
Yeah. Number 5 is "As God Intended" by Apollo Brown and Chez Noir, which is fantastic boom bap 90s New York style rap. It's fucking phenomenal. Number 4 is "No Pressure" by Logic. I
fuck yeah, baby.
told you I like that album a lot.
I don't know. I thought I was gonna get hate for ranking it above the other
No
stuff.
way, man.
All right.
No way. "No Pressure" is fun as hell.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Nah,
Demons be gone.
Number 3 for me is "Alfredo" by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist.
Nice.
Number 2 is "RTJ4" by Run the Jewels. And number 1 is "Burden of Proof" by Benny the Butcher.
God dang.
Yeah.
What I'll say is, like, I didn't realize that you guys liked that album that much. So having already talked about it on the podcast, I didn't think to return to it. But now knowing that you guys think it's this high rated, I'm gonna return to it, and it's gonna jump up the list, I bet, because we have the same taste in rap.
Instant classic for me.
dope.
Yeah.
I want to do honorable mentions too. From a King to a God by Conway the Machine is great. Dark Lane demo tapes by Drake is pretty great.
I listened to fucking Dark Lane demo tapes too.
Yeah, you did.
God damn it. I forgot the fucking new music I listened to. God damn.
My last mention is King's Disease by Nasir Jones.
Nice. Yeah.
Pretty fucking great. So yeah. Cool. With that out of the way, we're gonna rank the albums that we listen to as a squad. So who wants to go first? I've been talking too much.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Get it.
So my number 10, I put Streams of Thought. I had to put it.
Okay.
It's hard. Streams of Thought, number 10. Number 9, I put King's Disease.
Okay.
Number 8, I put To Pimp a Butterfly.
Okay, you've heard it.
Let me just say, like, the first 2 that he put, I didn't even rank. Like, those were 2 that I said, no, I'm not doing.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's fair. Number 7, I put Future Sex Love Sounds by JT. Number 6, I put Burden of Proof.
Nice.
Number 5, I put RTJ4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 4, I put Reasonable Doubt.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Number
Heavy
3,
hitters.
Big J guy.
Heavy hitters.
Number 3, I put Nightmare.
Oh,
nice.
What? Wait, what?
Wow.
What do you mean?
Wow.
Holy shit! Holy
What?
shit! Are you? Wait, tell me I heard that right? Are you serious? Dude, that's awesome. I'm elated. That's awesome, bro. Holy shit,
Yeah.
that's dope as fuck. Over
Dang.
Reasonable Doubt. Holy shit. Why am I
I thought it
not
would be
fucking
lame.
off?
You gotta stop yelling. You're cutting out.
It'd be lame if I put all the top 3 old school at number 3.
That's
It'd be
your
lame.
choice. That's your fucking choice, man.
I know, but I put Nightmare. I didn't want.
Dang.
All right.
Damn.
I had to do it.
Dope. Cool.
That's
Damn, I'm
dope.
happy.
Watch our
That's-
Nightmare episode.
My mind's blown.
Yeah. Fuck me.
All right, and number 2, I put Illmatic,
Okay.
Yeah,
and number 1 is Blueprint.
you knew it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's a great list. Dang,
Dope. That was awesome.
that's
Thank you. It was
crap.
hard. It was
Yeah.
also hard, but also easy to rank them. So
I think, yeah, I'm in the same boat. I thought it was going to be super hard because there's like 5 classics on here, but
Right. That's That's the
All right.
interesting thing. We're gonna mix some
What happened-
classic, modern.
yeah.
So hopefully it won't get disrespectful to some of our classic.
Our old heads that
Right.
listen
Yeah.
to us.
Big facts.
All right, David,
Alright,
give us
well,
your ranking.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I almost forget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Number 10, Future Sex Love Sounds. Great. And that's not like I know it's last
That's a
on the
slight.
list,
That's a slight.
but it's fantastic. It's just
Like-
I don't know, man. I gotta listen to it. The only thing about that album is it feels a little to me, but that's
A little
all.
long.
That's
You said you cut out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It feels like it's like 3 hours long for some reason to me, but
You're wrong.
it's still great.
Okay.
Okay. Well, all right.
Alex said you are wrong.
All right, we gotta keep moving for the boy Alex.
Yeah. 9, Burden of Proof, Benny the Butcher. 8, Victory Lap by Nipsey. Okay, Nipsey
Ooh,
Hussle.
You like that more than Bird?
Missy.
Okay.
Yeah, just slightly, and I went back and forth on those two the most probably, but really great. Number 7, Streams of Thought, Volume 3. You know, super great. I almost could have ranked it higher than certain classics, but I didn't want to because I've listened to the classics so much more, and they still have retained their greatness.
For
So that was
sure.
sort of the metric I went by. I don't even like it less than some of the classics, but it's just that metric.
Yeah,
number
it's
6.
hard to rank these.
Right, yeah, it's a weird thing, but number 6 is Reasonable Doubt, you know, Jay-Z. Number 5 is Illmatic. I definitely have always liked that better than Reasonable Doubt, and that's
I agree.
yeah, okay, yeah. Just the fun, the
I agree.
foundation up to me. Number 4, Blueprint, Jay-Z. I didn't know that I liked it better than Illmatic till I made this list, and it's just barely. It's tough, but the thing about
You're right.
yeah, when I realized the last 2 tracks were just bonus tracks, it like became better because it's just more consistent. Pretty great. Yeah, I don't know. Number 3, and this is tough, man. RTJ4 is
Oof.
number 3.
Okay.
This is
What's number
yeah.
2?
Number 2 is Nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying. What
Number
did you
one-
not say for 1? Wait. Oh, Paper Butterfly.
Number
Ah.
1 is Cinema
yeah.
Butterfly. Some more, and that
God dang.
those last 3 could really be like switched up. By the time we do our top 10 albums, they might be switched up. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's how I'm feeling right now.
Maybe.
Not much else to say, but those are some of my favorite albums and some classic albums and some great ones I was introduced to this year. So it was a
Sweet, man.
great experience for me. Yeah.
Dope.
All right, Cameron, give us your ranking.
For me, at number 10, we got Burden of Proof by Bunny the Butcher, which with an asterisk
Wrong.
because that's probably gonna go up.
Just like,
Wrong.
Number 9 is Streams of Thought, Volume 3, Black Thought.
right.
Number 8 is Illmatic by Nas. 7
Okay.
7 is Future Sex Love Sounds by JT, the boy.
Nice.
No,
Got
the same spot.
at 6 we got Blueprint, and at 5 we got Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable
Oh, you
Doubt
switched
more?
it up?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think we all like agreed that we liked Burden, fucking Blueprint more than Reasonable Doubt.
I don't know, man. It's like those. Once again, not enough listens to really like give a really hard a hard judgment on that. But anyway,
It's tough.
number
Yeah.
4 we got Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold.
Nice.
that's pretty
Good to
high.
see it ranked so high. Yeah.
Number
pretty high.
3 is No Pressure by Logic. Number 2 is To Pimp a Butterfly by the boy Kendrick, and number 1 is RTJ4 by Run the Jewels.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Is,
you.
I'm curious. I'm curious if Trevor's
Oh
top-
yeah, I'll kill you if you're wrong. You said No Pressure was number 2.
3.
What's number 2?
Because number 2 was To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
T-Pab. An
Right.
absolute artwork of an album. I
Number-
had a great freaking time listening and talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Were you saying something, Alex?
I'm saying I'm curious to hear your top 10 now.
Yeah.
She.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm about to give it to you. No pause.
Okay.
All right, so
Oh,
my number 10 is No Pause by Logic.
nice.
Nice.
Number 9 is RTJ4 by Run the Jewels.
Too low. Too low.
It is pretty low, but there's a lot of this is a stacked list, my man.
Right. It is like listing some of our favorite ones and ranking. them.
Yeah. And I've also had years with number 8,
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, shit like that. Illmatic is number
Yeah.
7.
Okay. Nice.
Oh,
Number I actually got this wrong. I put these incorrectly. So number 6 for me would be Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle, which is a fucking banger and a
Yeah,
half
you
of
really
an
like that
album.
one.
I adore that album.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Future Sex Love Sounds by Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Big on that one.
It's fucking classic, man.
Team,
Number 4 is Burden of Proof. Which
Right.
Is, God, it's tough to put at number 4, man. That pains me.
Yeah. I respect it.
Yeah. Well, like it just goes to show you like how great I think that album is when I put it over fucking Illmatic. It's insane
Yeah.
to me.
Right.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Personal taste. Yep.
Yeah. Number 3 is To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
Rosecrans, yeah, bitch. number 2 for me is The Blueprint by Jay-Z.
Ooh, wow.
And
number
number
one.
1 is Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold.
Interesting.
All right.
That
I think
doesn't
we all had
surprise-
different
that doesn't
number
surprise
ones.
me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nightmare will forever live on.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
That was fun. I like that. I'm so glad that fucking Nightmare was so high for you, man.
Yeah.
Where was it, Alex?
Number 3.
Number 3.
I
Fuck
was
yeah.
just because like I'm ranking them and I'm like, all right, I know what this is gonna go, and I'm like, Nightmare's not gonna go so low. So I put it off, and then like I got to like the top 5, and I'm like, where do I put it? And then
Dang.
I'm
It
so
was up
happy.
at
That
number
makes me
2.
so fucking happy, man.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, it's
And with
definitely,
that,
it was definitely a lot of fun jumping into a new genre that I had no experience with, so that's why it was 4 for me as well. And obviously the music is just that good as well. But
yeah.
Yeah.
and it's got a lot of meaning, not more so than I realized. So
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think that's probably why it shot up for you.
yeah.
wow, yeah.
Man.
All right. And with that, we conclude our list week for this this
Yeah.
week with
Our
our
Watch
top 10
Mojo
albums
week.
here.
Right.
Watch.
2020 freaking was bad in a lot of ways, but I think it was really good for music. Personally, that was
Music did not lack.
that was one highlight for me for sure. So it definitely something that can help you through the year. Did that for me.
Sure.
Really cool stuff came out, I think.
Again, if
Thank
you guys heard our last episode, please give us your personal top 10. Maybe tell us where you would put the albums that we've listened to together. Give us some recommendations that you might want to hear us talk about. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
that's about it.
All right,
Yeah.
dope.
Anything else? Listening, everybody. It's been great. It's been super real. Appreciate it.
Mhm. I think I love you all. I'm really excited to see where we end up, for example, in the next year. So looking forward to 2020, a new year. Happy New Year
Yeah.
to everybody.
For sure.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Hopefully the aliens don't come and destroy us. Hopefully this episode comes out because you'll be hearing it on January 1st. If it does, if it doesn't, then rest in peace to humanity. I guess 2020 really had its way with us. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Adios. See you in 2021.
Stay safe, stay dangerous. Take care, everybody. Peace out, baby.